What is happening when I meet someone to whom I have very strong connection? Does this mean that we have had past lives together? Why is the pull so strong? Yes? The minds function in the same wavelength. So naturally, the birds of the same feather flock together. But when they function differently, you repel. There is a natural aversion. It need not be past life, even in this life. Or sometimes very, very remote past life. Whatever it is, there is some sort of affinity to each other. And that happens mostly in the mind, the mental level. And that we are all some way or other connected. But naturally, people of the same vibration come together. It becomes easy to be together. That's one of the reasons why even uh, before one gets into matrimonial tie, they see the condition of the mind, how they vibrate. It's not just enough to see only the superficial side, the material side, how big a wallet he has, how beautiful the face. The mental relationship should be checked first. That's what getting to know each other. But unfortunately, dear Gurudev, how can I expand the deep love I have for my small family to everyone I meet? Help me to serve you. Thank you. See what the love begins at home, like charity begins at home. That is the very purpose of having a family. As long as you are an individual, single person, you are alone. You probably love yourself. Then, when you slowly get into a family situation, then you begin to love another person, and then another person, another person. The area of loving expands. And then when you love everybody within the family, then you expand within the community. It's a communal love. Then it is the love within the state, then the national love, then the international love. It expands. So a family is a beginning place where you learn to love. And what is the sign of loving? There's no love without sharing, without some sort of sacrifice. Love and sacrifice go together. If you love something or somebody, you sacrifice everything for the sake of that lover. Many people have given their lives because they loved a principle. So love always goes with sacrifice. All the money that you earned, you were spending yourself until you got a partner. Then you share, care. You sacrifice a little bit of your personal things. You sacrifice your food, sacrifice your bed. And then another one will jump in. Then your space becomes 1/3 in the bed. See, sacrifice, sacrifice. And then who knows, one day you give the bed, whole bed to that little one and you go sleep on the couch. Sacrifice. You see, love means you give up. Give, give. Giving and loving, they go together. That's why when you love the country, you are ready to even offer your life. Your everything. So gradually let it expand. Don't limit yourself. It's always a joy to add more under your wings and to share. So we have to consciously think of these things. Sometimes our love is limited. It happens. Even in the name of love. See, take for example, the whole world came together to save two whales, got caught in the ice, right? And they all came to save the two whales after slaughtering at least 50 calves and 100 goats. Why? Because we think only the life of a whale is important than the life of a goat. Discriminative love. If you love a whale, you love a chicken too. And that's what sometimes I don't understand. The people who they are ready to even kill themselves. When the Greenpeace, boat people, they go fall themselves right in front of those boats who go for whaling. They're ready to even take risks to save a whale. But they don't, it's a little thinking, that's all. What way it is different? The life of a whale, the life of a goat or a chicken. If you love all the lives, all the living beings. So one has to use the intelligence, expand it. One of the saints, he says, I don't know, I see God's face in everything. I can't even go and pluck a flower. I see God there. My hand shakes when I pluck a flower. We should learn to develop that. Be gentle. Be nice. When you pull a chair to sit, don't drag it. Love the chair. Gently take it, put it. If you drag it, it cries. True. When you really develop love like that, you see love in everything. Some of you might have, at least many of you might have seen the Indian dance performance, particularly the Bharatanatyam performance, South Indian. Before they even begin to dance, they kneel down, they touch the floor, and say, Mother, I'm going to jump on you. Please bear with me. That's what they do. Have you seen that? They do that. Why? What is the purpose? They are worshipping. Because in the name of fine art, I may be hurting you. So please bear with me. I'm your baby. When you really develop love, you go into all these little details. Some of us have the goal, desire to be a healer. Can you explain what it means to become a healer and why an individual is drawn this way? Is this desire the play of the ego? It may be or may not be. You can analyze it. Why do you want to become a healer? If it is for your own gratification, yeah, I have healed. And the people to admire you, oh, he's a great big healer. Then your intention is wrong. It looks good, but behind the back, you are boosting your ego. It becomes an egoistic act. Instead, God, make me an instrument. I'd like to be your humble instrument. Work through me. That is a little step down, ego. Even there is a little ego, because you are asking God to make you an instrument. You want to be a good instrument. A little ego there. If you want to avoid even that little ego, Lord, I don't know what I am doing here. Let me just be your humble instrument. Do whatever you want with me. Do whatever you want. I don't know why you created me, for what purpose. I don't know. You should know. Do whatever you want. That is another little better ego. Still, there is a little better ego there. Why? You don't have to give him permission. He created you to do something through you. Should you permit him? Oh, well, work through me. All right. Okay, go ahead. It's all right. Doesn't matter. That's what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say. It's very hard to get out of that ego business. So, if you can't get out of that dirty ego, at least have a healthy ego. And what kind of healthy ego? I am the instrument of God. Ishvara Dasan. I am the servant of God. That's also a sort of ego, but doesn't matter. That won't hurt as much. So healing also, ultimately, who heals? God. He is the supreme healer. That God's energy is expressed through you if you are a good instrument. Like the light is the same. If you are polished, it reflects. If you are crude, it doesn't. So keep yourself clean, polished. Then even without your knowing, healing will take place. It's in a way safer that way. And the healing takes place without your knowing, through you as an instrument. You are saved from getting into that egoistic business. Many great saints have done that. They have done many great miracles. Many great miracles. But they always passed it on to where it belongs to. It's God's work. He did it. That's all. Who am I to do this? How can I do anything? Because the ultimate miracle maker is God. If there is any miracle, anything, greatness anywhere, it belongs to God. In that chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Vibhuti Yoga, God says, wherever you see some excellence, know that it's me. Yeah. At one point, he said, if you are an excellent gambler, it's me through you. Yes. Wherever there is something excellent, God's hand is there. The whole chapter, Vibhuti Yoga, in Bhagavad Gita talks about that. Somebody wanted me to talk about Bhagavad Gita. You know why? They're very clever people. Yesterday I talked about my biography, all the books are sold. Now they come and as soon as I got out, could you talk something about Bhagavad Gita today? Those books are still there. So I won't be talking about Bhagavad Gita. If you like it, buy it. Okay? Compromise. Yeah, in fact, many people who read various commentaries, they invariably called, wrote, and even told that this, the commentary on the living Gita, is very simple, which they could understand easily. And many have said that because it was not written from my ego. It was all presented in retreats like this. As you at least know, I never write books. Though you may say, oh, he is the author of this book, that book. No. You are the author. You pull it out through this speaker. You tune it, the speaker speaks. So it's all in the spoken language. Some clever people edited it, touched it a little here and there to make it into sort of a readable book. So that's why it just came naturally. And it is not that I had about 25 different commentaries of Bhagavad Gita spread out, pick one here, one there, one there. I write my book. No. That's the beauty of that. Sure, Bhagavad Gita is an answer to all the problems in life. Because Arjuna is another individual. He is a great seeker after the truth. So in a way, all the seekers are Arjunas. And God talks to them. And as a seeker, we always face problems in life. And that is the war field. Bhagavad Gita is given in a war field. We are constantly at war Life is a juggle, a struggle. There is a lot of bad elements and good elements, conflict going on. So life gets confused. So we seek the help from the conscience within, the Krishna within. That's the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. It presents answers to all the life's problems. Most beloved Gurudev. Is that so? Mm, mm, mm. As a first grade teacher in a public school, how may I best serve my students? You are a first grade teacher. That means the teeny little ones. What age? Huh? 6. Uh-huh. Actually, at that level, the best way of communicating or teaching, if you want to call it, is by your example. You become a good child in the midst of that child. And you behave or act exactly the same way you want them to act. Let them see a good example in you. If you want them to crawl, you crawl. Yes. Don't sit up there and say, you children, now it's time to crawl. No. No. The best teaching is by example. You just become a child. Don't even call yourself a teacher. You're another child. In the midst of the child, you should become a child. Then you can communicate beautifully. And they can easily grasp all the nice points. In a way, it is a great good fortune to be a teacher to those beautiful angels. And remember, you are not only teaching, you are learning. All of them will be your teacher too. You can learn a lot from them. You learn the innocence of those children. You watch them fight, and it doesn't last long. Within a few minutes, they become good friends. And the grown-ups fight, it lasts for years. It takes a lot of effort to become friends again. The children forget all that. It's a joy to be among the children. In the midst of the children, you are literally in the midst of the kingdom, God's kingdom. How do Christianity and the yogic traditions overlap? They don't overlap or underlap. They are one and the same with different labels, probably. Christianity is all yoga, yoga is all Christianity. Only the terminologies vary. The essential teaching is the same All the different labels are only difference in labels. They all essentially say, be a good person, a healthy person, happy person, peaceful person, and useful person. Renounce your little ego, the I, me, mine, serve all. Sacrifice your ego and serve everybody equally, love everybody equally. All the religions talk. Love and serve. So they are not different at all.